Hello, fellow bookworms. Welcome back to Shrad's Talks Books. It's a place for nerds who like words. Thank you very much for taking time to listen to this pretty little podcast. Please feel free to share it with other friends who might or might not like reading books, but who might like listening to me. Let's get reading. Today we are going to talk about a funny little book titled People on Platform 5. It's written by author Clare Pooley. This particular book was also published by a different name called Iona Iverson's Rules for Commuting. As the name suggests, the book includes travel or a daily commute. Now, most of us who are subjected to the grinds of following a commute to our workplaces, we know how troublesome that commute could be. I'm raised in Bombay or Mumbai, and I've been a user of Mumbai local trains for a long time. There was a time when local trains took up a large chunk of my workday, to and fro office, almost 2.5 hours each way. And one of the things that kept me engaged and amused on these rides, of course, in addition to my books and some shopping, was observing my fellow passengers on the train. There is this saying which says, it takes all types to make the world spin. And let me tell you, nothing proves this more true than a commute in a public transport. The years that I travelled in the local train to my office in Mumbai, I got to see the world in its true glory. Different people, different attire, their attitudes, their demeanour, the general air of indifference that we portray, but at the same time the underlying curiosity to know who and what the other person is. You know, those sly little glance that you want to see what the other person is reading or doing on the phone or eavesdropping on their phone calls. It's universal. Okay, Clare Pooley brings us this tale of a group that's a varied and desperate group of people. They're all from different walks of life at the different stages of their personal journey, different age, different ethnicity, different social status by the look of it. The only thing that they have in common is their train commute. So we begin this little book, and it's a delightful little book, let me tell you. We begin this by introduction to our protagonist, Iona Iverson. Now that sounds like a Marvel character, doesn't it? Starting and ending with the same letter. Okay, so Iona Iverson is a 57-year-old. She works as an advice columnist in a women's magazine, one of those, Agony Aunt or magazine therapist. And she takes this train to her workplace every day. It's a 36-minute journey with 10 stops along the way. Now, she's been working in this magazine for almost 30 years. She is being forced by her editor to reinvent herself. Of course, the editor wants her to start talking in the lingo of the new age readership. Iona, who is 57-year-old, by the way, she goes to office or her workplace in a train, and she is accompanied by her dog, Lulu. And Lulu, by the way, is a dog who she keeps next to her seat every day. Now, she does this very strategically because she doesn't like talking to people. She wants nobody to sit next to her. So Lulu gets the seat next to her every day. In a way, she's keeping the world at a seat's distance away from her. Iona doesn't speak to any of her co-passengers, but that's not new. Anybody who's traveled by public transport knows that nobody really speaks. But she is observant, and she is observant by nature, maybe because of the work she does, or maybe by that's how she is as a person. And to pass her time, of course, she has to remember people by a certain way. You can't ask them names if you don't talk to them. So what's the best way? She gives nicknames to all her passengers. And she has an extremely smart wit, which is very clearly visible in the names that she gives to the people. For example, there's this girl who's always reading on the train that she's named Impossibly Pretty Bookworm. And as it is normal for people, when we observe other people, we tend to imagine what their lives can be. How would they be? So Iona also has preconceived notions about all her co-passengers, all that with their nicknames. She expects them to have a certain type of image or a life behind them. Now one morning, one of her co-passengers, the one she has titled Smart but Sexist Man Spreader, he chokes on a grape. Now, this person is choking in a train commute. Everything around changes at that moment. The man spreader is saved by somebody via a Heimlich maneuver. Now this somebody is Sanjay. He is a nurse. And after that one event, as human nature is, this group of desperate strangers start talking to each other. And series after series of event after that episode leads to this group of strangers start interacting with each other. Slowly and steadily, they want to help each other. They want to build each other. They want to, of course, everybody knows that, I want to give you advice. So everybody wants to help each other fix their problems. And slowly and steadily, this group of strangers start getting involved in each other's life. And we realize that the first impressions are not always correct. And that strangers are just friends waiting to happen. The fun thing about this book is that Clare Pooley has written it from multiple point of views. So you get to hear the book from Iona's point of view, you get to hear it from Sanjay's point of view, you get to hear it by every single character's point of view. And when they are trying to help each other solve their lives' problems, you start realizing that these people are interesting in a way that their first impression was never betrayed. They go through problems where everybody else bands together to solve each other's problems, and eventually they all band together to help Iona in her problems. Clare Pooley's People on Platform 5 is a story that reminds us not to be too serious about life. That sometimes just a conversation with a stranger can turn out to be the best gift we can give ourselves. It's a story that brings a smile to your face. You will learn to like and even love this group of diverse individuals. And trust me, next time you travel in public transport, the story will make you want to talk to a stranger, for sure. Hey, thank you so much for staying through to the end. I hope you liked what you heard. If you have any suggestions on how to make it better, please reach out. Please share and subscribe to this channel so you will know next time I upload an episode. Till then, have a happy day and enjoy your reading. Bye.